Boys and girls, Alex here. This time I'm going to deviate from my latest fad of laser cut puzzles and branch off into the realm of laser cut games. This game is based on an old TV or based around an old TV show that I used to watch many years ago in black and white when I was a kid, where a lot of the families used to get together at the place of the rich bugger that could actually afford a TV back in those days. Just recently, I subscribed to Lumberjocks, and this lass called Jolien Brebel, she's a French lass, posted this project she called it the Memory Game, which was based on using Disney characters on her tiles. And the object is to have the tiles face down. You turn two of them face up. If they match, you record a score. If they don't match, you turn them around and the next person has a try. The objective is if you turn a tile up and you remember where its matching tile might have been when it was previously turned up, it's a good way of getting a match, and that's where the concentration comes into it. Now, I vaguely remember, as I said, I watched it in TV, and we're looking back in the late 50s, early 60s vintage. And then when I did a Google search on the internet, I noticed they've got a board game called Concentration. Again, it's based on the concept of turning tiles up, as you can see over here, or alternatively cards. And in the board game itself, what happens is and the TV show, you match the tiles, and then what happens is, as you turn them face down, it reveals a puzzle they call a rebus, which is sort of like a picture word puzzle that you've got to try and solve. Anyway, I thought to myself, this would be an ideal thing for me to get into. What I wanted to do is, I thought, well, why not? That sounds like a good idea. Why not do the Disney theme? Then I thought, well, okay, what about a Looney Tunes theme, and maybe even a alphabet for people that find pictures hard to see. And then I thought to myself, damn it, I might as well combine the whole lot or the three sets into one to minimize the processing. So this is what I would normally send to the laser. And hopefully when the live video, when I say the live video, the real video comes in, I'll have this engraved and just finished body filling it with ebony wood filler. And then usually the next step would be is to, hide that, and then cut it out using this grid. But let's not jump the gun. This is what you would probably come into when we do that. Then once I've had that, I thought to myself, well, what I probably need is some sort of a box to put it in. So in SketchUp, I designed the box, base, let's go through it, ends, side, and these are the tiles that you would then put inside the box. And as you can see, it's a fairly simple. That wouldn't be clear. That just lets you see through it. And then this is what I finished up sending to the laser to cut out the box. Now, hopefully, as I said, the next frame you're going to see, in a few seconds' time, will be the actual engraving, which has been body filled, and I can tell that only because I recorded this part of the video after I recorded the next part of the video, if that makes sense. Alright, boys and girls, catch you on the next part of the video. Bye for this part of the video. This is what the board looks like after 2 coats of wood filler with a sanding in between. The first coat was basically to fill in the major holes, and after sanding, and the second coat was really to fill in the gaps in between and the indentations. So hopefully this is going to be my final sanding of it. I'm using 180 grit to start off with, and here we go. Quiet. Quiet. I should have used probably one pick. Whoa, I do it all the time. That's the thing I hate about this bloody Merca. Gets you every time you rest your hand on it. Anyway, I'm not here about Merca. That's one of the reasons why I engrave at least twice, to get the depth of engraving relatively deep, so I can put more wood filler in. As you can appreciate, all this sanding is going to, well, sand down the layer, and I don't really want to bottom out. Look, I'm not going to waste any more time. What I'm going to do is persevere with this, the 180. I will probably then zip off to a 240, and I'll show you what it's like when I've sanded it to the level where I'm ready for the next stage. Oh yeah, I'm just going to switch the camera off. I try not to be a tight ass. However, I don't know why when it comes to sanding, I basically try to make every bloody grain of sand earn its keep, and I just keep sanding and sanding, but I should just change the paper more regularly. I'm sure a lot of you will know that, but do the same thing. And I should have started with a much greater or lower grit, or higher grit, whichever way you want to put it, rougher grit, and work my way up, because I did labour quite a while with the 180, was getting nowhere. Changed that to a new sheet, and wham, wham, bam. I gave it a 180, 240. I can still feel a little bit of indentation, especially in the big letters here, and that's probably because the sanding disc, it's I think I've got a medium one on there. Where is it? I think that's medium, and it compresses to the extent that it might, well, sand away a little bit more, give it more a concave type of effect. But anyway, there it is. Look, I'll bring it up to the camera. I don't know, the camera's on the other side of the workbench, so I've got to look at it. This will give you a better idea of the level of detail you get in the thing. But that's ready now for flocking. I'll be going to the other room, set it up and give it a flock. I might just take a quick picture of my setup. Flocking is nothing major, but a quick setup. While I've got that, I'll put that aside. Where the hell can I put it? Shit, no room. And I've got this little pad here, which is really a lid of a box I'm making. Where is it? I bought them down. There you are. I made these boxes to house them because there's 36 pieces, and yeah, just a way of keeping them together. The box is just a basic 6mm MDF with my mortise and tenon type of a joinery. My mortise and tenon, not the traditional mortise and tenon joinery. What I will be doing is, hopefully, I'm going to be routing a 3mm oh, what do you call it? It's not a dado, I think. Well, dado or channel, I can never remember. I think one's with the grain, the other's against the grain, but doesn't matter. A groove down there to house the 3mm lid. I've engraved the 3mm lid with instructions, and yeah, wood filled it just so it'll stick out like dog's balls more than just fade away, whatever. Anyway, it's a case of now polishing this up. There you are. I don't expect you to be, hang on, I'll bring it around. Don't expect you to be able to read it, but you can see the detail you get in the instructions. And as you can see, it's small, but it's quite legible. All right, I'm off to the, hang on, I'll put this back down. And now shit, I've got to walk all the way back to turn the bloody camera off. Christ, keep this up, I'm going to get fit making videos. This is my storeroom come paint room, come God knows what. Hang on, I'll move this out of the way. You'll see more on that later. And this is also where I do my flocking. And flocking is a messy, bloody business, contrary to what anybody else says. It gets everywhere, so bear with me while I set up my little flocking booth. Leave that aside, and I shall set up my flocking booth. Oh, where's the, Jesus Christ. There you go, this is my flocking booth. It just couple of sheets of 3mm MDF held together with duct tape, but at least it keeps the wind and the sun and the rain and the hail out, etc. Now, this is my equipment. I'll try not to block your view. Naturally, paintbrush, hang on, first of all, I use paint. For flock you can use either glue or paint. I prefer to use paint only because I can paint it the colour of the flock, so if somehow you miss certain spots you're not going to leave a white space there. I use a roller to do the final flattening out of the paint, only because brush marks will show up in the flock. Now hang on, I'll swing around here and get my flocking applicator. Now for those that aren't familiar with flock, it's sort of like a fluffy type of stuff that you put on with an applicator. You'll see me do it. Now if I happen to block the view, all I can say is tough titties, because to me getting the flocking right is more important than getting the bloody video right. I can't reshoot the video because I've already flocked, but be stuffed if I want to reflock again, flock that. So I'll get everything ready and then do it. I'll keep my mouth shut, hopefully, because I've got to work quickly. And as I said, if I block your view, sorry boys and girls. I use plastic bottles to store my glue in. They're usually sampled pots I can pick up down at the local hardware. But the plastic gums up, and because it is plastic, it hasn't got a hard side to it, so it's very hard to get it open, especially with my gummy hand. So I found that these little gear, oil filter remover things are ideal. One down the bottom where you've got a solid base, and at the top, quick twist and it's done. All you've got to do is get it started, and then you laughing. As you can see, it's a gooey mess. I don't use much, but that you can see why it gets clogged up with all the deposits there. Put that aside, get this shit out of the way, and then we start. Okay, here we go. First thing to do is let's get some paint on. Try not to get it everywhere, but a decent layer of paint doesn't hurt. Bit more. Get the brush out of the way, get the paint out of the way. Hopefully I've got enough. If I haven't, I could be in deep shit. Get the roller going. And this is where you've got to work quickly, because this is being acrylic paint. It actually dries quite quickly, and the worst enemy of flock is dry paint. Now I've probably put too much paint on. Oh, I can't move it around, because if I spill the paint, all I'm going to be doing is smearing the bottom of it, which I'm doing now. Oh well, doesn't matter, I'll have to sand it off, but it's more work. Anyway, that's the rolling, hopefully. Where's the flock? As I said, you've got to move quickly. And you do waste quite a bit of flock. Well, it can be reclaimed, but it's one of those things that you can't rework. You've got to make sure you more than cover it, because you can't really come back later to do it. And you can see all that now is wasted. Probably 90% of what I've put on will finish up getting thrown out. Now this is where I'm already in trouble. There's a corner I missed here. Anyway, that's bad luck. You know, unfortunately flock is one of those things you can't go back and redo. Alright, I've now just got to sit back and wait for that to dry. That I usually leave it for about 24 hours. Although it shouldn't take that long, not with a thin coat like that. But still, now for my favourite job of cleaning the fucking paintbrush. Jesus. The paint has dried, so now it's a case of cleaning up the flock. Here you are, you can see how much is actually wasted there. Hang on, I'll brush this down. As you can see, it's a bit motley. There's a few spots that haven't taken the best, but you won't notice it that much. But as you can see, it's a hit and miss job. Yeah, it'll have to do. But I'll clean that up in a second. One of the things I have done, which I'm actually quite wrapped in, it's on the side. I've got this Hitachi Milwaukee dust extractor, but the beauty of it is I've also got, oh, hang on, this Festool dust catcher that I just bought with my recent thing, and as you can see, it just doesn't fit. However, with the 3D printer, I printed off this little coupling, probably worth about 50 cents worth of material. Alright, maybe if you push comes to shove. Jesus Christ, are you seeing all this, or am I flapping it? Oh no, you should be getting it in. If push comes to shove, it might have cost about 52.5 cents. But anyway, let's not worry about that. That goes in there. that sits in there, and voila. Now this is going to make a bit of noise, so and again, I don't think too many people want to watch me vacuum, but you'll see how good this little unit is. Now that was not so much a little lesson in how to clean up this vacuum cleaner, but just for all you people out there, just another great little use of 3D printing. And look, 3D printers are getting cheaper and cheaper all the time, and hey, this type of thing, as all you woodworkers out there know, every 2.5 inch or 1.5 inch or 1 inch shop vac is different. For fuck's sake, why can't they use the same tape measure? Every time a 2.5 inch of one will not fit a 2.5 inch of the other. These are supposed to actually, oh look, I'm not going to go into the thing. I just wanted to just let you know another good use. Okay, on to the next stage. Picked up a few, you might notice down the bottom here, few bits of green paint. As I said to you, if I go over the back onto the paper and as I move this around, but that should come off when I sand this, final sanding, which I'll have to do when I cut this out on the laser. I'll have to do some final sanding to get the char marks, the laser cut marks off this. So okay, the next is the laser. For all those people that haven't seen my laser before, well, this is it. And for all you people that have seen it, close your eyes and go to sleep. This is my Speedy 100 Trotec laser, bed size of 600 by 300 mil. I'll just about put it on. I'll turn the camera on just for a quick 1 or 2 second pass so you see it. There's really nothing magical to see about it, but I'll turn it back on again, turn it off and back on again after it's all cut. I haven't got any fancy camera work to get inside the laser box, so you'll just have to see it from a distance. I've positioned the laser, zeroed in the material, loaded the software, just about to start cutting. Now you'll see it, the laser goes all over the place. The main reason is the cuts are set up in different cut sequences, because if you cut them all out in one go, you'll find some pieces drop down and other pieces stay up, and if a cut needs to be made on a piece that's dropped down, if the MDF happens to be warped a little bit, it might be slightly skewed. So I do stagger them. However, the way it's jumping around at the moment is not planned. That's just the way the software seems to load up the stuff, and that's it. So okay, I'll turn the camera off now and back when it's finished. Okay, they've all been cut now, so the next thing is to take it out of the tray. Now there is this slight rim I had around it, as you can see. That just so I could get the thing placed properly, and now it's really a case of just simply picking up all the pieces, putting them into a tray or box, and then taking them down to the workshop for the next step. Alright, that's where you'll see me next, in the workshop. something you guys probably won't appreciate, but because of the honeycomb of this bloody laser, all these tiles have to be picked up by hand, basically one at a time, which when you consider it 36 tiles in a set, 3 sets, a lot of bloody tiles, especially someone with a dodgy left hand at the moment. What I've done is I've made a couple of these jigs come receptacles to hold the individual pieces while I sand them and buff them. So just a case of, look, I'll only do one set. Just pick them, at the moment they're randomly picked, slip them in there, put 8 in, then another 8 in the other one, and I do them in 2 lots of 8. A quick go over, you'll see, hopefully, you can see the char marks on it. A quick go with the ROS, I've got 240 grit in there. That's the only problem, the suction of the ROS lifts them out. But anyway, that's one set done. There, it just goes to show some of them, like that F there, I haven't gone down deep enough by the looks of it on the laser. There might have been a ripple or a concave in the laser on the MDF. Hang on, can you see that? On the MDF, therefore it didn't go down as far as the rest of them, but it looks as though I'm starting to sand through the well, actually that feels a bit lower for whatever reason. Yeah, that's gone below the surface. Yeah, no, well, the chances are I might have gone further down. Look, I don't know why, but that certainly has gone through, but with a bit of buffing hopefully it'll come up. Alright, over to the buffer. No idea how much of this you'll actually see. I'll only find out once I get it upstairs to edit, but here we go. I'll just do this one set. Buffer on, charge up the wheel. That's a Tripoli wide diamond, and then it's just a matter of now that's a bit easier than trying to do it individually like that and slipping out of your finger. So that's why for that jig. And the wide diamond. And that's it on that. Now over to the other wheel. Over on the lathe here, normally I just use this one small buffer wheel. I just happen to have the 3 of them lined up. I tend not to use the 3 for the bigger parts, only because they're too close together and you sort of like the other one starts hitting onto this when I'm doing it on there. But for this purpose I'll get away with it. And this is the waxing. Turn this on, charge up the waxer, and then taking care that I don't go into this other one next to it. And there you have it, all done and dusted, ready to be distributed. Now, as you can see, it's got a good shine on it. Look, the F is a little bit worn through, but hell, you know, when you consider that whoever's going to get them is going to get them for free, I'd be pretty pissed off if I complained about the imperfection on the F. Alright, now that's it for this. The next stage will be probably, next thing I'll probably cover, hang on, where's the F again? Yeah, as you can see, it's got quite a good sheen to it. The next stage will be the boxing. For the box, I had to make these channels in the sides to accommodate the lid. Now, I was a bit apprehensive using the router because of my dodgy hand. So what I finished up doing was, well, naturally set up a stop block here, put in a channel which could restrict the travel of this piece here, or the kickback, because for a start I'm going to be doing a climb cut, which is theoretically a no-no, and I wanted to control it as much as possible. The way I manage that is to use my push stick from the table saw, so I could push this in whereby I could keep my dodgy left hand well and truly away from it while holding this down flat with my right hand. That brace there stopped it from moving. So effectively what I did was turn the dusty on, turn the router on, hang on, and push. And I had the channel. Come on, stop your mongrel. There you have the channel. And naturally for the other side, that brace was on there. Feeding in this way was not a problem. It wasn't a climb cut. I could quite easily have had enough control holding the pedal down with my left hand. That was not an issue, and then pushing it through with the stick on the right. But anyway, that's hopefully got me that. We shall see how it'll work during the glue up. Just about to enter the ritual of the glue up. Phone's been turned off, door's been locked, kettle isn't on the boil, so hopefully I'll get a chance to do it. Here we go. I'm going to use super glue. As always, well prepared. I can't take the bloody lid off. Jesus Christ. Forget that. We'll grab another tube. I usually put the super glue on the inside of the unit. Good God, I've got super glue all over my hands from the other one. When you say inside, that's where the joints are. Along there. This is one of the longer sides. That just zips in there. Beautiful. And make sure I get this right now. The shorter side. Oh, sorry, the longer short side, if that makes any sense to you. I'll show you in a second once the glue starts to dry. So you'll know what I mean. While it's drying, I'll slip it into this unit here, just to keep it square. Now here's an example of a box that I've just put together with a bit of piece of rubber band. You've got the shorter side here, longer end there. The whole idea of that is that the lid can then slide in like that. Good God, I mean that fits well. It'll be interesting to see how well it fits when the glue dries. Now I've got to do the same thing on the other two sides. Now I'm sure you're all anxious to watch me do that, but I'm not going to waste your time and my time. In fact, I might even... No, I will. No, I won't. I refuse to, but I will. God, I'm an idiot. It's alright. Takes every type to make it work. Oh! Am I dropping glue everywhere? Maybe not. Maybe I am. Alright. Dollop here. Dollop there. And I'll have to go and go. I'll turn the camera off in a second because now I'll use that rubber band there. Oh. So I'm probably all out of the viewfinder. Just pretend you're seeing me gluing it up just as much as I'm pretending to see you sitting out there watching this video. Okay, oh, dodgy hand again. Now, bring this up. And if I put it up this way, oh look, I might even get a couple of clamps just for the hell of it. Hang on. Yeah, I got the clamps. I normally don't clamp these ones up, but then again, that's why they never fit together properly, because I don't clamp them up. So if I clamp them up, they should work better. I just hate using these small clamps. I've got enough of them, but I still hate using them. What else do we need? Nothing there. Oh yeah, I'll put another one in here. I probably shouldn't be doing this, because by doing this I mightn't actually get the tray in. It's a tight fit. Right, so I'll loosen it up a bit, maybe. Oh look, I mean, it's not a problem, because I don't mind the tight fit actually, but I can always sand it down. That's not an issue. Alright, hang on. What's happening here? I hope that... Yeah, that I've got to watch this, because this could quite easily laminate or break off because of this small channel. So I can see it already separating along here. Maybe a bit of thin super glue might do the trick. This is why, as I say, I don't like showing glue-ups, because you never know what you're going to be doing or what's the thing. And I'm renowned for bloody long videos. Everybody, well, not everybody, because the people that haven't seen my videos certainly haven't complained, but a lot of people that have seen the video complain, say, oh geez, you have to make it so bloody long. I don't have to. It just turns out that they finish up long, because I crap on so much. Alright, I'll stop this and come back to you once the glue has dried, which already has, but I might go and have a drink. The boxes have been made and polished up. Naturally, I think I might have mentioned the lids have been engraved, polished up. They've been trimmed to make sure they fit. They've been sanded back a bit. I've tried not to remove all the charring. It gives it a bit of character, I think. The 3 previous puzzles that I've made up have already been packaged. As you can see, these are the Looney Tunes one and the alphabet one. And what I have to do now is, with these 3 sets, I now have to sort these into their appropriate 3 categories. I'm not going to video the whole lot of it, but you know, all it is really a case of getting all the letters together, the Looney Tunes together, and the Disney characters together. Lay them all out. Can you see that? Oh yeah, just in. But lay them all together, stack them up, and then once I've done that, I might come back and continue the video. There we have it, the 3 sets sorted into their own little piles. I don't know whether I mentioned it before, but the 3 sets consist of, one is a set of Disney characters, a set of Looney Tunes characters, which damned if I know how or why, but I actually left Daffy Duck out of it. Woe be me. And again, a set of alphabet, more so for people that just couldn't be bothered about cartoon characters or find it difficult to see the characters clearly, because at least the letters stick out like dog's balls. To put it into a box, just grab a set, drop it in. I mean, there's no real order of putting them in. You'll see why in a second, because for those that don't know how this works, I'll just give you a very quick dirty little demo. Hang on, you're seeing a lot of my hand there, but not too much of this going in. And there we have it. What I have also done is I've made up a set of instructions, of which they all have their own unique ones. Alphabet, here we go. Basically, no, look, I'll put that in there. I won't explain the alphabet. That's not as interesting as... There's just enough room there for that to go in. What I've actually got is, say, for Disney, it tells you the intention is to turn all the tiles upside down, like so. Now you can organise them. Hang on, I'll move.
I don't know that.
Yeah, I know you don't. Shut up, Alexa. Turn them upside down, scatter them around to make sure you mix them up. Then you can either organise them into a grid. However, sometimes it's a bit difficult because the intention is to flip over 2, and naturally if they're different you turn them back down again, but try to remember where they were. Now if you've got them in a grid, they're much easier to remember where they were. However, once you flip it over, you're not necessarily going to put it back in the same spot, or you might, but it's a bugger of a thing to set up. It's easier just to spread them out. But the intention is that once you get a pair, hang on, let's get a pair. Damned if I know. There you are, here's a double mini. Once you get a pair, you can then take that aside, put them in front of you, and that's, well, a point to you. Then you go on with the next one. Pluto and Jimmy, well, again, turn them down and try to remember where they were. Beagle Boys, Goofy, Forget It, Jimmy, aha! Got two Jimmys, but they're different, so that's no good either. Anyway, to cut a long story short, you can play this singly, solo is the word. Hang on, I'm just wiping off the sawdust from the back of them because I haven't cleaned them up yet. They're just straight off the production line. But what you can do as a solo, you can either put a time clock on it, which really depends on how quick you can run, but again, that's up to you. Or alternatively, turn it over and see how many moves you make. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3. Oh, hang on. There you are. Hey, that's good memory. So you put that aside, that's 5. Put that in you. Now another alternative is I've written on the back here. Look, I just picked these arbitrarily. However, it can give a degree of competitiveness if you're playing it in a group. Like for all the Mickeys, you score 50 points. Donald's 40, Goofy 30, etc. It goes down the bottom of the list to the Beagle Boys for 1. Now, that's just an arbitrary thing I've come up with. There's no reason why you can't make up your own. So, and that's it. And they each have their own unique little card. It's like, that's Disney, this is Looney, the Looney ones. Bugs, 50, Yosemite Sam, 40, Marvin the Martian, 30, Pepe Le Pew, Sylvester, Elmo, right down to Speedy Gonzales, who gets a lowly 1. And there you have it. So, if you make up your own rules and all that, you can actually turn this into a very, very interesting game for a group of people. And that's it. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to package them up, edit this bloody video and publish it. So for all it's worth, boys and girls, that's it from me. Uru, keep safe and see you in the next time.